Hello, hello everyone. Namaste. Happy New Year. Thank you for joining me for this very first live webinar at SoHum. We're not physically at SoHum, we're at our studio in Ayurveda, but this is our very first live for the year. Thank you so much for joining. As you know, based on the invitation that we sent, I was supposed to be here today with Cami, also from SoHum, but unfortunately she wasn't feeling well today. So it will be us and I, and hopefully we'll have a beautiful, beautiful conversation, because what I have in store for you today is just a great way to start the year. It's a great way to begin with an intention, to begin with the heart, as well as to leaving behind what no longer serves us. So if you wouldn't mind, I always love starting by just saying, if you can turn your cameras on. It's always beautiful just to see your amazing faces and get to know you closer. And if you can, just type in the chat, where are you dialing from? Where are you coming from? That way I can see all of you. Sometimes we have people from the Netherlands, in Switzerland, Australia, and also here locally in Asheville, which, by the way, if any of you are here locally in Asheville and you see one of these invitations, feel free to message us. We'd love to have you here in the studio with us. So why not? Come and join us and feel the beautiful energy that we have here in Ayurveda. So I see here San Diego, Kentucky, Carmel, Texas, Colorado. You see, when you begin to see all the different places, Atlanta, Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Next time from Winston-Salem, come over. Ashland. You see, Buffalo, France. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for joining at the end of your day. This is incredible. Queensbury, New York, incredible. Miami. I used to live in Miami, so Maui. Yeah, I love that. So now you get to see and you get to know that this energy that we're actually fostering here is a global energy. This is the energy that you're bringing from your heart, as well as the energy that we're interchanging with everyone on this call. Now, today we're going to be talking about a sacred reset. We know we just went through the holiday and we're getting ready now for this new year. Now, usually this is a time that a lot of us feel almost like a threshold. And what is a threshold? A threshold is when you are in an era or a point in time or a season, even a year in your life where you're experiencing different things, you're going through life, you're going through changes, which is normal, right? There is a lot of changes. Maybe you had to move. Maybe you had some health conditions. Maybe you graduated. There's so many different changes, had a child, or maybe your kids went off to college. These are all natural changes that we go through life. The question is, how do we go through them, right? And how do we do a sacred reset after we go through those changes to make sure that we feel grounded, that we feel ready for what's to come, and more importantly, that we open doors for new opportunities by also leaving behind what no longer serves us. And we can only do that when we do it with intentionality, when we do it with a mindful mind and an open heart. So, that is what we're here today, to talk about how are we going to go ahead and reset so we can begin this year with the most amazing energy. Now, for those of you that don't know me, I am Sandy Viteri. I am your Ayurvedic Ambassador at SoHum Mountain Healing Resort. And usually I host these live webinars every single month. We have a theme every single month, and you get those email invitations, or maybe you came through our advertising or social media. Regardless of how you got here, you were meant to be here. You were meant to be here for this conversation. So let's go ahead and start with a meditation. If you can, I'm going to invite you to close your eyes. Just find a comfortable position. If you want, you can put your hands on your lap. If you feel like this new year, you want to receive, I would like to invite you for those hands to be open. That way, you're inviting that energy to come into you. If you feel like there is something from the prior year that you want to leave behind, just face those palms down. Okay? That is a way of letting go. Face up or face down. Now, just so gently as you begin to ground into this earth, into Pachamama, Madre Tierra, I would like to invite you to take a big, deep inhale through your nose and feel that cold air coming through. And then you open your mouth and feel that warmer air coming out of your mouth. Now let's try that one more time, but this time as you exhale, make it an audible exhale, just letting all go. So we inhale and exhale. Now the best form of releasing, we inhale and now it's not only audible, but we actually can, if we want, stick our tongue out and just say, almost like a dramatic way of expressing it. So we will inhale and we open our mouth and just let our tongue out. Now that we have released, we begin to center. We center on our hearts. We release the thoughts. If you're having any thoughts, feelings, or sensations, just allow them to pass through, just like a cloud does passing in the sky. This is a moment for you. You're taking the time from your busy day at the very beginning of the year to set your intention. This is not a to-do list. This is what you're hoping to achieve this year from your heart. This is opening your mind, your consciousness. And in this very moment, we express gratitude for the prior year. We actually say in our minds, in silence, internally, thank you, 2025. Even though if you had a hard time, you experienced difficulty, if there were struggles, can we say thank you? Thank you for the lessons learned. Thank you for making me who I am today. Thank you for the teachings, for the people that came into my life, as well as the people that left. This is a moment to express gratitude before we move forward into the new year. But it's a form of gratitude with sincerity from our hearts, leaving behind any negativity, any harsh feelings, any resentment, any anger. We can only open up to the new if we leave behind the old. So feel the expansion in the heart. Your heart center, your chest begins to open. And that is the openness that you're going to embrace into the new year. With a clear mind, with a clear intention, and once again, an open heart. And now we take a big, deep inhale in that last breath that we took earlier. We open our mouth and we let our tongue out and let all that go. Give it to the universe to hold us. And so gently, if your practice permits, we bring our hands into prayer position in front of our heart center. And so we bow. We bow to each other. We bow to the experiences. We bow to the past and we bow to the future. We so gently bring our hands in front of our forehead and ask for clarity of mind in this new year. We bring our hands in front of our heart center and we ask for a sweet, loving heart. And last but not least, we bring our hands in front of our lips and we ask for sweet, loving, and tender communication. Thank you for sharing your energy with us. And with that, we begin our inspiration for this new year, and I invite you to open your beautiful eyes. So, we're going to begin by making this actually very interactive, okay? Since I don't have a Kami with me, I need you to be Kami for me. How are we going to do that? I see a lot of you. So, Melinda and Tanya and Scott and Kimber, all of you that turn on your cameras, please, and Petra, please feel free to participate. My question to you is, first of all, did you have a chance to reflect on the past year? And if you did, and you feel like you can share with others, I would like to invite you to unmute yourself and share your reflection. And the reason for this is when we are in community, when we're able to talk about our experiences, it's almost like you're giving permission to others to also think about their experiences. What we also realize is that oftentimes the things that we're going through in life, a lot of other people are experiencing that as well. And thank you, Lori. Thank you, Wendy, for turning your cameras on. There you go, Bridget. So if someone wants to unmute yourself, just go ahead, go for it, and go ahead and share. Like, what was your reflection about your past year? Let's see, do I have any takers? No, we're shy today. We're feeling introspective, maybe. Okay, no problem at all. I'll feel free to go first. So hopefully that will give you the permission to participate. So for me, it was an incredibly difficult year. We started exactly on January 4th, my husband and I. It was exactly a year ago when we got a phone call from the hospital because he needed to have a lung liver transplant, and we had received the call for the transplant to take place. So that was the beginning of the year for me last year, and here I am a year later. Can you imagine the emotions, the feelings, everything that was going through our minds, our body, our heart, just thinking to go through that? It was a double lung liver transplant, 17-hour surgery. We had to move away from home, go to Raleigh instead of staying in our beautiful Asheville, and leave there. So as you can see, it's not something that, you go to college and learn how to do. You don't talk to friends and tell you, hey, this is how life is going to be and how do you prepare for it. Well, the same thing happens when we go through other similar changes, like even pregnancy. There is no school to be a mom, right? Or even to be a father, or a school to learn how to be a wife or a husband. There's so many different changes that we go through life that they just pile up. They go one after the other, one after the other. And what happens is when we don't take the time to process what we're going through, we begin to accumulate those emotions in our body and we begin to somatize. So the reason I'm sharing this with you is because my reflection on last year and the difficulties that we went through, first of all, what comes to mind is the gratitude. The gratitude for that difficult moment. Can we feel love and gratitude for those moments that may have brought us down to our knees? That at the moment, as we were leaving them, maybe we were feeling like we didn't have the strength, that we didn't have the energy, that we didn't know how we're going to get through it, or where we were going to end it up. But when you look back, you can never connect the dots looking forward. You can always connect the dots looking backwards. So can we, at this point in time, and the reason why I was inviting you to reflect and maybe even share if you feel like sharing, is because a lot happens in a year. A lot. We go through a lot emotionally, physically, and mentally. So taking this moment as a pause and reflect is the best thing that you can do. Because once you do that, your heart opens up. And then you begin to feel gratitude for those moments, even though if they were difficult. Now, a lot of us may have gone through a lot of amazing changes, incredible positive changes. It doesn't have to be all negative. But are we taking the time also to reflect on that? Sometimes when we get all the good in our life, we're like, oh, I want more, right? But the universe is listening. The universe is paying attention. And he's like, oh, I give you this. Were you grateful? You know, did you share from your heart, like how much gratitude you have? So it doesn't have to be bad. Also, those beautiful, good moments, can we take the time just to reflect on it and say, wow, how lucky am I? And sometimes it's not something that needs to happen to you, but just for being. Oftentimes, we think like we're human doings, but there is a reason why the word is human being. Can we be grateful just for being? With no change, no anything happening in our life. Again, it doesn't have to be bad, it doesn't have to be good. In fact, we don't even need to label it. But just bringing yourself into that space that is a space of pure love, pure divinity, pure gratitude for all of it. That is the invitation here. So this life is not for us to go ahead and create a list of, like most people ended up doing, like this is all the things that I want to accomplish this year. But which, by the way, I did. I wrote down 12 books that I wanted to read this year. I mean, that's quite of something to put it on my to-do list, right? It's like, wow. And I actually went and not only wrote it down, but I bought them and I have them stacked up. I bought 12 of them. And the goal for me was like, can I read one per month? That's a lot, considering that you have a busy life, you have a husband, and this and that. But this for me is more of a full mind, body, and soul reset. It's not a to-do list. So I'm going to invite you, if you have a piece of paper and a pen, do all of you have a piece of paper and a pen handy? You do? Okay. So that's what we're going to do. If you didn't feel like sharing, that is completely fine. Go ahead and share. Yes, go for it. I love it.
Able to figure out the picture thing or whatever. My name is Kimberly. I'm glad to be here. My thing that I'm leaving behind in 2025 is a toxic job situation. They told us right before Thanksgiving that the company was closing. So with that being said, over the last month, I had to help clear the building out, et cetera, et cetera. And at first I was sad about losing the job, et cetera. You know, I was there for 4 years. But now that the company is closed and I'm at home now, I feel much better about being at home a little bit. I'm able to get things done here at the house. Things that I never was able to do because I was so busy working And so now I'm able to enjoy my grandkids a little bit more. And just recently secured a job. It's a seasonal job with H&R Block, but I'm looking forward to. So I'm leaving behind the old job, American Signature Furniture, but I'm looking forward to growing with H&R Block this year. I'm going to
Amazing.
train this year, and then I see myself growing with the company in 2027, taking it to the next level. Right now, I just got to get my foot in the door and learn.
Amazing, incredible. Thank you for getting the courage to speak out loud and also for sharing your experience. Now, what do I love about what you just did, Kimberly? It was a reflection. You know, it was a 4-year job that you had and you were stable. You felt like that was your home. You probably didn't even think about when was going to be the day that was going to end, right? Like when you're in it, you're like, oh, you know, I got my job, and you're never thinking like this is going to end, right? But the day that happened, it probably felt really difficult. It probably felt, and it was a hard moment. It's like, wow, transition, because it's normal, it's human nature. You know,
It
whenever
actually
there's
feels like grief. It actually feels like grief process. At first,
exactly.
we were shocked, and then I was angry. I don't want to cry, but I was angry. And then I started accepting it.
Yeah, and Kimberly, crying is beautiful. Dr. Ladd says that crying is the crystallization of our emotions. What you're doing right now, yeah, what you're doing right now, you're releasing. You're releasing that emotion, anything negative that you were feeling with it. You loved it. It was your life for 4 years, right? Now you're letting all that go, so that's good. You know what that is, Kimberly? Is healing. Crying is healing because you're releasing anything that you were feeling. Maybe at the time you felt first in shock, like you said, the anger. We go through different levels of emotion. In psychology, there is precisely like all these different changes and phases that we go through when we go through change. Now, the fact that you can talk about it right now, that you can cry openly about it, and you can even say, I'm looking forward to the future. And the beauty on what you said of, I'm opening up myself to the opportunities. I allow myself to spend time with my grandchildren. Now you're beginning to see the positive. Because everything does happen for a reason. Sometimes we don't see it at the moment that it's taking place. But like I said before, when you take the pause and you look back, you're able to connect the dots. So I really, really appreciate your vulnerability, because right this second on this very live webinar, you're using this for healing purposes so you can move forward with a fresh start. Now, how do you feel right now after you talked about this? Yeah, still hard. Okay, it's okay. Now do me a favor, put your hands on your heart. Okay, and close your eyes for a second and take a big deep breath. And let it go, Kimberly, let it go. Allow yourself to feel. I always say this. We're not spiritually bypassing any emotions that we feel. We're actually allowing our human body to feel more, to feel deeper, so that we can process that feeling through our body and that we can release it. So Kimberly, take another big deep inhale. Open your mouth and let it go. And just so gently open your eyes. And know that you're being held. You're being held, you're being supported. I love that, yes. Hug yourself. One thing that you can do is, at the time that you're taking a shower later on today, showers are beautiful for crying and letting go. We just let the water, which is one of the 5 elements in Ayurveda, it's coming right at the top of our head, the crown of our head, where our crown chakra is located. And whenever we feel heavy, whenever we feel we're carrying something that doesn't belong with us, getting under the shower head and allowing that to run through us is the cleansing process. So today, later on when you're taking a shower, go ahead and let that water run and say, I let go of what no longer serves me. I let go of the past. I accept everything that takes place as it is taking place. I accept everything as it is. And then just let all that flush out. You're going to feel like a brand new person. If you want, you can hug yourself. If you want, you can take oil and massage yourself like an abhyanga. The abhyanga that we do in Ayurveda is a self-loving massage. And anytime you're feeling like you need to process giving yourself more love and care, self-care, self-love is the best way. In pausing. Pausing is so important. We're always going. Again, we're not human doings. We're human beings. Can we be? So thank you, Kimberly. Thank you so much.
I like putting the hand on my heart and feeling the feeling.
Yes, beautiful. Just remember that. Carry that with you. You see, we don't need to buy anything. We don't need to we just have these beautiful hands that can connect us back into our heart, you know? And it's all in here, within you.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you. You see, look at all the messages, Kimberly, that are coming across from you. This is a community. You're getting all the love, and this is the beauty of this. Anyone else wants to share before we go into writing? This is a beautiful opportunity.
Thank you for everything, everyone. Is this meeting, does this happen every month?
Every month. Every month you're welcome to join us. Please feel free to come join us.
Okay.
Yes. All right. Anyone else wanting to open up?
I can speak if I may.
Absolutely. This is your floor. This is your time. We're all here to support each other.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you for letting me share. I attended the Panchakarma in April for my 60th birthday there at SoHum, and it was such a beautiful experience. So I do want to start off by saying that if anybody has the chance, it's very healing for me.
Chris, can we zoom in on Kimber? Thank you. Sorry, I just want to make sure I can see you because I don't have my glasses on. Yes, go for it.
Might not be Zoom ready, but you get what you get.
You're beautiful as you are. We don't need anything.
Thank you. I will share that this year, well, last few years have been very difficult, but this year in particular, I have a daughter with a substance abuse problem, and she's no longer in our lives at the moment. So I've been carrying a lot of heavy stuff with me, and I try to let it go all the time, but the fear kind of creeps up. And the learning to self-care, which was never really on my radar. My self-care was usually directed towards others. So I do want to mention that I'm so grateful for my experience at SoHum, and I'm grateful for even the hardest things, even currently, that I'm going through, because I do know that I'm growing spiritually, mentally, and for the first time in a long time, I'm actually present with the pain, which has been like a double-edged sword. It's a sweet, great, and wonderful thing to be able to move through and not spiritually bypass. But at the same instance, it really leaves me, for lack of a better word, open and raw with my emotions. So I did want to just to join and be with like-minded people. And I'm just thank you for holding the space.
Yeah, absolutely. And Kimber, thank you for opening up and that vulnerability. Now, you have taken an incredible leap of faith, which is to now begin to feel, right? You're allowing yourself to feel. Because when we go through these moments, you know, as I said, life keeps going and we just have to go through the motions, not the emotions, but we go through the motions of it. So when something happens like it happened to you, I'm sure you had to take care of a lot of things. Have to take care of the hospital and take care of, you know, I don't want to go through the whole list of things that we usually have to take care of when someone that we love pass. But
oh, she didn't pass. She's just in substance abuse and not in our lives.
Yeah.
She's still alive, but she's not with the family or her child, or I haven't seen her for quite a while.
You haven't seen her. Okay, okay.
Like she's passed, because I've had to accept that that's what she's no longer my daughter as she was. So it is like a death. She's still walking around, but it's a death.
Right, right, exactly. So, but is the acceptance of that, feeling, because as a mother, you carry her inside of you, right? And you have that connection, you have that. So you're allowing yourself to go through that transition. You're allowing yourself to go through that pain. And, you know, there's a lot of times where we go through different circumstances where we don't allow ourselves to feel and we just hold that into our body. Now, what happens when we hold it into your body, like you said, you did the Panchakarma. The Panchakarma allows you to clear the mind, the body, and the soul. It's the detoxification of those emotions that we're holding through the years and through the events that we go through. And right now, what you're going through is like a grieving, you know, if you will. You know, it's an emotional grieving. And the fact that you, number one, you're recognizing it. Number two, you're not spiritually bypassing it. And number three, you're allowing yourself to feel it. Your tears are a demonstration of that, the opening of that, right? Now, we never know what may happen in the future. In the future, you may reconnect. In the future, things may change, but this is how you feel right here, right now. And it's acknowledging that. It's that pause of, how do I feel about the existing circumstances, the existing situation, and how do I move forward from here? Because sometimes we cannot even see the future. We're so overwhelmed, right? So everything that you're doing, you said it. I'm surrounded myself of like-minded people. That is incredible. Why? Because you feel the love. You heard Kimberly's, you know, situation, and we hear now yours. And all of this is bringing like-minded people together, letting us know that we are all connected some way, somehow. We're all connected by the universe, connected by our hearts. And you know that you have a supporting mechanism, even though if we're not perhaps in the same town, even though if we're not exchanging phone numbers, you know we're here for you. The fact that we are having this conversation, hopefully is making you feel that you are already held, that we're here for you, you're feeling the love, and that you're not alone. And you open up because you heard Kimberly, and maybe someone else is hearing what you're saying and is opening their heart and saying, I feel like her, maybe with something else, but similar. So thank you for sharing. And I'm sorry that you're going through what you're going through, but allow yourself to feel. Take that pause. You know, keep doing cleanses and just feeling in your body. Touch it. Do the water cleanse. You know, love yourself. Do me a favor. Expand your arms like this. All right. Now, bring them closer together. Give yourself a beautiful hug. Now, we're going to close our eyes as you're hugging yourself. And now just rock side to side, just so gently. Now, this feels like when our mothers used to hold us. You know, it feels nurturing. It feels loving. We're rocking and loving, just so gently, knowing that life is difficult and it will always put situations, people, scenarios in our life that are going to test us, that are going to help us evolve. But there is one thing that is for sure. You have yourself. You have a beautiful heart and the love that you can give yourself. And that is what these hugs represent. Just so gently open your eyes and just release. Now let's try this. Let's try a smile. Bring a smile into your face. Does that feel better? Does that feel refreshing? Yeah. Now, whenever you're feeling heavy too, that's another practice. Like sometimes it's hard to smile when we're going through a difficult time. But when you feel the love that you're giving yourself, try to see if you can smile. And then you may end up even giggling. You're like, oh, this is silly. What am I doing? I'm hugging myself, I'm giggling, I'm smiling. But what you're doing is you're refreshing the energy. You're allowing that energy to flow. I want you to imagine that it's like the ocean, that we have ups and downs, that we have waves. And when you do these practices of hugging yourself, putting yourself in the shower, smiling, you're moving that energy through the body. Okay? So take a deep breath, Kim, and just open your mouth and let it all go. Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
All right, so we'll take now that piece of paper and the pen. If you can bring everyone back in, Chris, to the screen. And then we'll take that piece of paper and the pen, and just like him and Kimberly took the time to reflect on the difficulties of the year, I want to invite you to take the time to write it down. Now, what is the importance of talking about it like Kimber and Kimberly did? Is you are releasing. What is the importance of writing down? You're releasing. You're expressing. Every single time that we hold it, so what happens is we tend to push down, like it's not existing, like it's not happening, like it's not taking place. And Dr. Ladd always says that when we suppress emotions, suppression leads to depression. So we must feel. And I get goosebumps just thinking about it. I just feel, allow yourself to feel. So write down. I'm going to give you a few minutes here, a few seconds rather, just to write down a reflection about your past year. How did it feel? What did you go through? Try not to label it. It doesn't have to be good or bad. What were some of those ups and downs? What were some of those emotions you felt? Experiences you lived? People you met? People that came into your life, and maybe people that left. Pour your heart into it. And as you're writing these down, I want you to begin to think about what is it that you want to let go that no longer serves you. What do I want to let go that no longer serves you? And let me ask for those of you that have the cameras on, do you need a few more minutes? If that's a yes, give me thumbs up. You need a few more minutes? Okay, let's go ahead and do that. Take your time. That's the whole purpose of this. Beautiful. Now, just know that the intentionality of it is already within you. If you didn't get a chance to finish up everything that you wanted to write down, if you didn't get a chance to really truly think through it, just make sure that you pause later on in the day and make the time, make the space to continue this ritual. Now, for those of you that got the chance to write down what is it that you want to let go that no longer serves you, part of this ritual is going to be that you're going to take that one sentence, right? It could be that I want to let go that I was not compassionate enough last year, or I want to let go of the anger that I felt. I mean, there's so many different versions of it, and it really depends on what you went through. Now, you're going to take that one sentence. If you have a highlighter, highlight it or underline it. And you're going to write it down in another piece of paper in just that, because what you have right now, you started writing down your experience, what you went through in 2025. But this one sentence of what you want to let go that no longer serves you, I want you to take a little strip of a piece of paper that you're going to write it down. And then before you go to bed tonight, I want you to create a little fire. This is part of the ritual that you're going to be doing. Now, what does fire mean? What is fire in Ayurveda? Fire means transformation. We have an internal fire, which is our digestive tract, but we also connect with that fire externally. So if you can, it could be as simple as a candle. You can light up the candle. And I want you to take that piece of paper. If you have incense, if you have anything that will make the environment feel loving, you can put other candles. You can put soft music or meditation music. And then you're going to take that little piece of paper and you're going to let it burn. And you're going to say, I am letting go of what no longer serves me. And you can repeat it multiple times as that piece of paper is actually burning. Now, believe it or not, this action is very significant. I have talked to people that have said that they actually feel how they cross that threshold. The threshold where they were feeling heavy, that they were carrying this, that they didn't know how to get rid of that feeling that they were experiencing. But when they do this ritual, they feel like they finally let it go. So all of you, my invitation is to continue this ritual all throughout the day, to bring mindfulness to the rest of your day, to think through your past year, everything that you went through. If you can and you want, write it down. Then at the end of the day, get with that sentence, light up your fire, and go ahead and burn it. Now, the next piece of this is actually setting your intention. And again, your intention, it doesn't have to be a to-do list. It could be the opposite of what you felt. So let's give you an example. If there was a point in time where I felt an immense amount of anger in my life, and I didn't like who I became through that anger, then my intention this year could potentially be to be more loving, right? Or it could be to be more patient or more caring or to spend more time with myself. I love what Kimber said, that, she took the time to actually get to know her more, to connect with her more. Taking the time to go on a retreat, you're spending the time, the effort, the money for yourself. And oftentimes that feels selfish. We as humans are conditioned to think that we're not allowed to take time from our daily life to actually take care of ourselves because we're deemed selfish. And I am here to tell you that that is not the case. If you do not take care of yourself, if you do not take time to regulate, to self-regulate, to go through the emotions, and to go through these life transitions and these life thresholds, what happens is you keep accumulating over the years. And then you get to a point in time in your life where you have a crisis. And that crisis may be that you completely break down. That crisis may be that your body starts feeling diseased. So taking time for yourself is not selfish at all. It's to the contrary. It's you becoming a better person. It's you taking care of this human body that is your vehicle, that is carrying you through life. And if you don't take care of it, eventually it will tell you that, hey, I'm tired. I can't keep going. And it's going to show you through signs of different feelings, not only feelings, emotions, thoughts, and sensations, but eventually your body will show it. So my ask to you is that you set the intention for the new year to really connect with yourself, leave behind what you need to leave behind, but leave behind with grace, with love, with compassion. In moving to the new year, setting this new intention, maybe to feel the opposite of what you felt last year. Having said that, I want to also mention that for us, it's not possible to see the light unless that we get to meet the darkness. The darkness is there to teach us. The darkness is there to show us that there is light. So that is why I started with gratitude. Because can we get to a point in time in our life that we're grateful for those moments that didn't feel as comfortable, that actually felt quite uncomfortable? And just say thank you, because I am who I am and I'm able to do what I do today because of what I went through. So right now we're going to take a few seconds just for you to write down your intention for 2026. Think about it from the heart. Bring a smile into your face as you're thinking about it with so much joy and emotion for what's ahead. You're programming your mind, your body, and your soul into what's to come with excitement. You're telling the universe you're ready for that which is not here yet, but you're grateful for already. You're saying, bring it on. I'm ready. Bring it on. I am ready. I can see some of you repeating it. Bring it on. I am ready. Write it down. Bring it on. I am ready. And we don't know what that's going to be, but you're setting the intention. That is how you start in the year. Beautiful. I can see some smiles already. I can see and feel the excitement. I feel the energy through the cameras. And that is how you're going to approach this year. No matter what happened last year, it's gone. My favorite movie of all times, you're going to laugh, but it's true, it's Kung Fu Panda. Why is it Kung Fu Panda? Because there is Panda thinking that he cannot be anything, that he cannot be, the guru that he wants to be, and he cannot be Kung Fu. Why? Because he kept thinking about the past, and he kept thinking about the future, and regretting the past and concerned about the future. But then the turtle, the master, came to him when he was one day leaning, back, just feeling sorry for himself, leaning on a tree, almost crying. And then the guru tells him, Panda, the past is gone. The future is not here yet. The present is a gift. That is why it's called a present. So can we all, right here, right now, take that quote from Kung Fu Panda and feel grateful for this very moment that we're having right now as a very close, loving, sweet, tender community, and be grateful for this gift that we're having amongst ourselves. In the energy that we're building as we're getting ready to face forward 2026, all revitalized, all energized, releasing and letting go everything that happened, and just getting ready to go ahead with a big smile, that smiles that I'm seeing right here on the cameras, that it just brings me so much joy to see you all and see how this is infusing energy into you. It's almost like you just connected yourself to a wall, like a plug, or it's like you're putting an IV, like, yes, I feel it. I can feel it. How many of you, give me a hands up, how many of you can feel it? Yeah?
We're putting in the work. We're putting in the work.
Yes,
And I don't
yes.
want to interrupt you, but I do want to say one of my favorite movies is Forrest Gump. The phrase is, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. When you get that piece of candy that you bite into and it's like, you don't like it. Well, you have the option to put that back and get another one and start over on another one. And that's how I feel. Maybe everybody could share, if they wanted to, one of their favorite movies and why.
Thank you.
Whatever.
Yeah, anyone here, anybody that wants to share a quote from a movie, your favorite movie, please do. Thank you for opening up that, Kimberly. Anyone else that wants to share? It's okay. It's okay. Feel it. Go in. Allow yourself to feel. Beautiful. So we're getting here towards the end, and I want to make sure that all of you are feeling loved, are feeling cared for, that you're going to continue this incredible day. It's a day of a blessing. It's a day of renewal. It's a day of revitalization. So make sure that the rest of the day is gentle. If you have to go, answer phone calls, work, or attend to the family, just make sure that you let everyone know, today is a sacred day for me. Now, there's nothing really meaningful about the actual day today. And next year, you can do this on the first of the year. Or you can actually bring this as a habit into your life and do it once a month. Why not once a week? And for those of us that meditate every single day, wow, you can bring this every day. Take that moment in the morning, first thing in the morning, to say thank you for what happened the day before. That way you're not accumulating 365 days of the year and waiting until the end of the year to say, oh my God, that felt so heavy, how did I do it? But you're actually releasing on a daily basis. Right? And that is what all these practices are. That is what Ayurveda teaches us. To be kinder to who? To ourselves. And when we're kinder to ourselves, we're kinder to others. It creates this beautiful ripple effect in the world. So now, all of you are going to take this amazing energy, and the people that you interact with, even if you're going to the grocery store and talking to the person at the register, you are going to bring that energy to them. Smile to the world. Bring that love. because you're cleansing, you're purifying. And when we give, the gift is not in the gift that we're giving. The gift is not in the fact that they're receiving. The gift is on the act of giving. That is when we feel fulfilled. So make sure that you continue to give to yourself for the rest of the year. I'm going to open it up for any questions, any comments before we have to end this amazing circle. I can imagine all of us sitting here in a circle. So does anybody have any questions, any comments, anything that came up for you, any feelings? I also wanted to say incredible thank you for those of you that did open and were vulnerable. So any questions, comments? Petra? Sorry, go ahead, Kimber.
Oh, I just a comment. I feel lighter, and I thank you for holding the space for this every month. I didn't know it happened every month, so it was definitely meant for me to tune in this morning. I feel lighter already. It was starting off as a heavy, a heavy day, and that has shifted. So thank you very much to everybody out there, and thank you for holding this space for everybody.
Absolutely. Thank you, Kimber. Yeah, it always works out in the end, and if it doesn't, then it's not the end. Well said, Hannah. Well said. I love that. Yes, beautiful. Well, as you know, we get together here every single month. We have a different topic. It's a nurturing, loving circle. Feel free to join us. I would love to see your beautiful faces over and over again. I would love for you to come and bring your experiences, and whenever you feel like it, sharing and opening up. At the end of the day, we're all humans going through a human experience. And the more that we open up our hearts to that, the easier it becomes. We need to know that we're not here to carry it all by ourselves. We have this loving community. And like Kimber said, we also have SoHum. So if you ever feel like you need to do a full detoxification, that you're feeling so heavy, and it could be physical, it could be the mind, it could be the soul, whatever it is, SoHum is there also for you. You can do a 7-day full immersion where you're just here with us for 7 days. Can you imagine if this was only an hour? Imagine this, to do this that like Kimber did for 7 days. You're being like taken to another level, because all of it is like this every single day. So with that, I just want to share how appreciative I am for you sharing your energy with me sitting on this side, and for opening up, even though if you just wrote it down, and just go ahead and continue this day as a ritual for you, so that you can have an amazing 2026. So much light and love to all of you. Thank you so much for joining, and I'll see you next month. Namaste.